Hi, guys. Welcome to Burr Cashflow Investors. It's Friday, and since it's Friday, we're declaring the happy hour for real estate, which is on April 25th. So that's going to be April 25th is going to be a Tuesday. Is that correct? Yeah, it should be a Tuesday, I believe. Whatever the date is, the 25th. 6 to 9, we have a real estate happy hour. This time we're talking about specifically as to how to market for deals. And this is for wholesale deals or for deals that you're looking to buy if you do fix and flips or if you want to do rental properties. So everybody from Mastery that is watching, make sure you go support. Blake is doing that at D'Agostino's in Chicago. It's 1351 West Chicago. The sponsor for today's live happens to be Ms. Denise from Mastery, and she's a loan officer with guaranteed rate. So if you have a home loan, if you want to do a refinance, or if you want to buy a rental property with a residential mortgage, she's the person to talk to. Having said that, let's get going. So the first question that came up was the following: how do I show proof of funds if I don't have the money? Meaning you may be short on the money, or you don't have the money to begin with. So let's just say, I'll take an example of hypothetically, you're in Mastery or you're not in Mastery, that's okay also. You are somebody that wants to buy a fix and flip, or you want to buy a rental property, and you're like, Andrew, I don't have the proof of funds. And a lot of these times, these agents basically ask me for cash proof of funds. And this is a little bit of a sidestep, and you have to understand this in terms of investing, right? And you may have heard this before, but it's kind of, life is funny, because when you have the money, nobody asks you for it, right? When you don't have the money, everybody bastard wants to know, hey, do you have the money, right? Like I don't get that question, right? Now, I don't get that question maybe because a lot of the agents may know me, even a lot of agents that don't know me. I generally don't get that question because I tell them, hey, we're going to send you proof of funds when we send you the offer, right? A lot of it is like that chicken and the egg scenario. But when you're new, that is a question that comes up because you may not sound confident. You may not have the kind of the way of presenting it so that people are like, yeah, this is a qualified investor, that sort of thing, right? And if the offer is being presented to a bank, they're going to ask for proof of funds, or they're going to ask for pre-qualification letter. So the way you get around that is you kind of have to learn to do this sidestep a little bit. And the reason I know this works, and we do this every single day, is because for Mastery, we do the exact same thing, right? Which is, we want everybody to get a proof of funds. And please, this is my suggestion to you. You can follow it or not, that's your choice. But don't go online and get some fraudulent proof of funds, right? You're lying to the lender, and they're going to call and verify your proof of funds, and you're not going to have the verification, and your offer is going to get rejected flat out, right? What my suggestion would be is go to National RE Funding. What is National RE Funding.com? Fill out your information. And based on the information that you fill out, Harry will get you a proof of funds. Now, mind you, I want to caution you as I say this, right? Please do not just make up information, right? Put in there what is honest, or put in there, hey, I'm new, I don't know how to fill this out. That's okay also, right? Harry will call you and he'll walk you through it, and he'll help you come up with a proof of funds. And this is what we do, ask everybody in Mastery to do. So you have a proof of funds letter. If the agent picks up the phone and calls Harry, Harry's going to go through his list. Hey, hold on, let me just make sure. Yes, based on the information we have collected from the client, we have approved them for X amount of dollars, right? And so the great part about that is that Harry's not pulling credit on you at this point yet. You don't need that done, but you've given them a basic piece of information. Based on this, we can give you a asset-based loan, meaning based on the property that you intend to buy. So then that's perfectly fine. right? And that's the proof of funds that you can show. So you don't have to have the money in your bank, or you don't have to have the money. Now, if you're partnering with somebody, let's say they're coming up with the money, you can show their proof of funds if they have it. The best thing to do is always just have that. Just say, hey, this is a hard money loan. Please call my lender. I've worked with them. And you don't have to have you don't have to have any experience for this. You can say, I have worked with them, meaning have you talked to them? Yes, then you have worked with them, right? And so Harry will tell the lender, yeah, this is an investor we work with, and we're good to go. We can fund the deal. Now, this is based on you having a good deal, right? You can't have a dud and call it a stud and expect that you're going to get funding. That doesn't work. But as long as you are finding, and this is something a lot of investors run into upfront, they don't have proof of funds, and they don't have a lender that's going to basically verify for them, yeah, this is your first deal. We're willing to underwrite this deal. We have collected the information. We're good to go. That sort of thing. But so you need that. And that is one of the number one reasons most people don't get started, because they're like, well, I don't have proof of funds. I'm going to get asked that. So just go to National RE Funding, fill that out. You're good to go. Now, let's look at the next question. Next question is, this was, I believe, is Elise from Mastery sent this question, and that was, are you able to do due diligence in terms of inspections on REO properties? You're 100% able to do due diligence. So let's explain what is an REO property, then we'll talk about due diligence, and then we'll talk about what does it mean when I'm buying the property as is, right? So number one thing, what is an REO property? REO property means real estate owned. REO is acronym for real estate owned. So real estate owned, what does that mean? Real estate owned is not a property that's owned by me, you, other investors. A real estate owned, when you say an REO property, that refers to a bank owned property. So another name for a bank owned property is called an REO, meaning real estate owned. So that automatically, when if a lender tells you, oh, it's a REO, that means it's a bank-owned property. The bank foreclosed on it. Now the bank owns it. They're selling the property. So the question is, whenever a bank sells a property, they sell the property as is, meaning they're not going to do any repairs, right? That does not mean, and this is a lot of times people get confused with this. They think because they are bank